What's going on, guys? It is a good day here. I had to take a long ride home from Ohio, so that's why this is a little bit delayed. But the Bears, yes, the Bears won. And as my boy George Kittle said, I fucking love the Bears. Roll the clip. Welcome back, man. We did it. The Cardinals lost yesterday against the 49ers. Shout out George Kittle, man. Shout out George Kittle. I knew you grew up being a Bears fan. Thank you. Thank you for the little assist. And now we are number 7. Now we hold the wild card. Now, as long as we finish with the same record as the Cardinals, we're in. But if we win, we're automatically in. It doesn't matter. But if we lose, things get interesting because the 4:25 game Eastern time is going to be, or the 3:25 game my time, and the 1:25 game Pacific time, which is the time zone I'll be returning to on Saturday. But things get interesting if we lose. Now, if we lose, we're not out of it. But if we lose, we're going to have to be big Rams fans after our game. Now, I know that sounds weird. Because if the Rams lose tonight and they lose to the Cardinals, they're out. But if the Cardinals lose to the Rams, we're still in. Now, I don't know how dicey it gets if the Rams lose both. And that means we all three of us would have a 9-7 record. I don't know how dicey that gets, but I think we're still in the playoffs. But I do know if we win, we're in. Don't go out there next week and mess around against the Packers. Do your job, win, and we're in. If we win, we don't have to worry about the Rams. That's not going to play in any factor. Even if we have the same record, it's not going to matter. I don't know if it's going to move us to 6th. Seed rather than 7th if we have the same record. I don't know necessarily what the tiebreaker is there, but I know that we must win next week. If we lose, then we have to rely on the Cardinals. And like I said, it's going to be an interesting week next week, but I think we can get it done. Green Bay has a game later tonight. It's going to be on Sunday Night Football. If they win, I imagine they bench their starters against us. So we could be in for a good situation going forward. But let's talk about this game. Let's talk about this offense. This offense only got 13 points in the first half. Nothing special. This defense gave up 10 points. Wasn't looking great early. And then we went into halftime. I was getting a little nervous. And that's when I got in the car to go on my way back home. And all of a sudden, I don't know where this came from. I have no clue where this came from. But all of a sudden, we see the Bears put up points. Enough points so that they are up now 20-10. Then 27. Then 34. Then 41. They put up 41 points. And mind you, they did that all before 10 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. They got from 13, they put up 28 points from the span of the third quarter beginning until 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And once we got the ball back with, I think it was 9:50 something remaining, we did the smart thing. The quarterback that's played well, yes, he did have an interception, but he played really well. He got a rushing touchdown. He had some nice passes. He was able to get A-Rob going. He was able to get Mooney going. Trubisky had a great game. We benched him. And this time, it wasn't so that Nick Foles could come in and save the day. This time, Chicago made their decision that Trubisky is their guy going forward. You preserve the guy you want being your guy in a playoff run. That's exactly what they did today. There's no questions. They said, you know what, Foles? You can have the last 9 minutes. That's all you're going to get. Because this guy, we're saving this guy. This guy, Trubisky, is playing the best he's ever played. Trubisky came into a terrible situation. He came into a team that was on a bad losing streak. He came into a team that looked like it was going to be a long shot for the playoffs. And today, he got his team back as the 7th seed in the wild card hunt. And if he wins against Green Bay next week, he solidifies that playoff spot. Or if the Cardinals lose to the Rams next week, they will give us that playoff spot. Now, I don't care about the narrative. It's just the Jaguars. Okay, your point. If you're a 1-13 team, you're gonna want to try at least to make it close and give somebody some pride. Look at the Jets. They just beat the Browns. They just beat the Browns. I don't care what the semantics are around it. You're still gonna try. At the end of the day, you're not just gonna roll over. Now, the manager, Tony Khan, possibly their coach if their coach is in good standing with the Khan family and their GM, maybe the coach would be saying, you know what, let's just lose this game and tank for Trevor. But as players, you're not going to want to just go out there and lose and get embarrassed like that. You're going to put up some effort. We had to go against Mike Glennon today. Mike Glennon revenge game. He threw 2 picks. Both were to Roquan Smith. Big shout out Roquan for a big game. We thought he got hurt at one point, but he wasn't hurt. Hey, you snubbed him from the Pro Bowl? The next week, I'm just going to go out there and get 2 interceptions and be the best linebacker on the field. And mind you, the Bears aren't a very good team at takeaways this year, but Roquan tied Fred Warner for interceptions by a linebacker this year. And we don't even take the ball away like that. So, big shout out to Roquan for his game. Bilal almost had a pick. That one probably would have been for 6 if he would have been able to catch it. We had a lot of good signs defensively. Kendall Vildor, I know a lot of people are probably going to say, well, he was getting torched. They were picking on him. They threw it to DJ Chark. I really like the kid. Obviously, they're going to target the youngest player on the field, and he necessarily wasn't as regarded as Jalen Johnson coming in, so I didn't expect him to be a lockdown corner of any means, but he held his own. Which I'm proud of Vildor for doing. I think he's played very well in the last 2 weeks. DJ Chark caught a touchdown, but that's to be expected. Who says he would have catched over Jalen Johnson? DJ Chark, I think, is like a 6'4" receiver, and he's fast. That's a good combo. I don't really think Kendall Vildor was much of an issue. I think you can win games with everybody on the team. You got Monty going. You get A-Rob going. You got Mooney going. I would like to see Miller go, but Miller is not really into the game plan as much as he used to be. We got to see Jimmy Graham going today. We got to see some Cole Kmet action underneath. We used Jimmy Graham more than we used Cole Kmet today, which hasn't been the case for the last few weeks. But you want to see the Bears. If you're the Bears, you want to see them get guys going into the playoffs, especially if we can pick up the win next week. Because right now we have all the momentum. At one point of the season, we were 5-1, and then everything went spiraling down. Now we're sitting at a record of 7-7. Or my bad, 8-7. Now we're sitting at a place of our season where we're going to be at 500. But can we get above it? Can we get 9-7 to give us the guaranteed playoff? Or are we going to sit at 8-8 and pray that the Cardinals don't do it? The Cardinals are our easiest path. I don't want to sit here and think about the Rams losing 2 games or anything like that. I don't know if the Cardinals would get it or if we would get the 6th seed. I don't know. I've heard some things. I don't know because we lost to the Rams, so I don't necessarily know what the tiebreaker would be, especially if they lost a tiebreaker to the Cardinals and the Cardinals lose the tiebreaker to us. I don't know how we get in. I don't know the semantics around that, but I know we do have the tiebreaker on the Cardinals. So if we win and do our business, it doesn't even matter. That's just what we got to do. I don't want to even consider the fact of losing next week as a possibility. Just go out, do our thing, go win a football game. That's all we need to do. But anyways, bear down. Make sure we go get that win against Green Bay next week. And I'll be seeing you guys next week. I'll be back in Oregon. And hopefully I come on here as happy and excited as I am today. And hopefully I can come on here and tell you guys, hey, we're going to the playoffs. Hey, we have a chance to actually do something this year. Because at one point this year, it looked like everything was going south. But now everything's going up. Bear down, boys.